Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Welcome to Against the Public, powered by wizardsportspicks.com. It's your home to the sharpest opinions in the handicapping industry from the best collection of handicappers across the board, bar none. I'm Dana Lane, and every day we're serving up three free selections across the board. And there'll be college football a little bit later in the week, NHL, NBA today, Major League Baseball, you name it. We'll have it for you. Three free selections every single day. Thank you so much for watching this video. We just ask that you visit wizardsportspicks.com. Drop off your email. If you drop off your email at the website, you also get another free selection. So not too bad of a deal there. We appreciate everybody that has visited the site. This has been, I could do a whole show on the entire endeavor of getting this website up. It is a lot of work. Actually, it's more work than I thought it was going to be, but it's extensive, and we have a great team around us. So hopefully you'll step in with us from day one and ride this out and see where we're going to take it. But our only goal is to take it to the top. So we appreciate anybody, each and everybody who has jumped on board so far. You will also find at the website my top premium plays. College football, NBA, NHL will be up there soon. And before I get started, I always like to do this because this is your show, guys. We always try to keep it real here. We're not trying to be anything else other than real. But shout out to our friend Daniel Oldman 3012 on YouTube. Pointing out what is probably going to be many mistakes throughout the years. I certainly have made those. You say a lot of words, you think a lot of things, and sometimes you make a little bit of a mistake. And I like to talk about it when I do. And of course, he pointed one out yesterday. So thank you so much to Daniel, and good luck to Jimmy Butler. If you know, you know. Okay, let's get to your free plays for Wednesday, October 21st. And we're going to stay in the NBA for all three plays as we have a massive 12-game card. Wish they had that in the first day of games, but I guess we're only going to have two games. Massive 12-game card on Wednesday. We're going to start with game 505, 506 between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the New York Knicks. New York is 2.5, 228.5 is your total. New York opened up at 4. That has dropped, as you can tell. 76% of the money is on New York. And 80% of the tickets right now, looks like it just went up to 80%. It was at 79 for a second. So we're looking at 80% of the tickets on Cleveland. So we got money and tickets both on the Cavs in this one. Steam move coming in on Cleveland today. I don't anticipate this number going back in New York's way, so bet accordingly. Early in the season, I do tend to lean on teams that I can count on to play well defensively, and we know how good the Cavs were last season. They had a defensive efficiency rating of 108.25, which is good for a top 10 finish in the NBA. The most impressive element is they were just as good defensively on the road as they were at home, so we'll take that and apply that note to this game. Injury news, Darius Garland, of course, off-season toe injury. He is going to be out with this one, and we're going to see a lot more of Lonzo Ball in his place. Max Strus, he is out, and DeAndre Hunter is questionable, obviously putting a strain at that 3 position. That won't be an issue, though, as far as I'm concerned. We did see last year how much depth this Cleveland team has, and although they're going to be tested early with that depth, I'm going to go with that. And that was a bench last year to average almost 40 points a game, just a little bit under 40 points a game. That's pretty impressive. I'm not going to go away just because they have a few injuries. We're going to take the Cavs plus the points as your first free play. Tip-off, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Game number 2. 5-13 and 5-14, Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers. Boston's bet up to 1.5 or bet up from 1.5 to 2.5. Your total's raced up 5 points to 227.5 after opening 222.5. We do see 81% of the money's on the over, 51% is on the Boston Celtics. And I think this is I think this is going to go. I think the money is going to continue to go in the way of the way the Celtics. Even though we'll talk about their injuries in a minute, we did see a steam move coming in from Caesars in New Jersey, which tends to be a fairly sharp book. We saw a steam move come in on Tuesday on the Boston Celtics, so a lot more will probably come before tip off. Unfortunately, Boston's going to be without Jason Tatum for maybe the entire season, the entire 25-26 season. Jaylen Brown is listed as questionable with a hamstring injury, so that's kind of tricky as well because early in the season, you don't want to put too much pressure on a guy you're going to rely on for most of the year. That means we're going to see guys like Derek White. That means we're going to see Peyton Pritchard. We're going to see Sam Hauser take those guys that are going to be the ones that are going to rely on or be relied on to carry the offense for the Boston Celtics, which against Philadelphia, I'm very comfortable in seeing them do that. And I know, for Philadelphia, for once, Joel Embiid is not going to be on the injury list, at least for now. So we are going to see him play for Philadelphia, but Paul George is out for the Sixers. Jared McCain is also out for Philadelphia. So in a battle of two teams who are stretched thin, I'm going to take the home team here with the Boston Celtics. And then finally, game 5-11, 5-12 between the Toronto Raptors and Atlanta Hawks, 7:30 Eastern Time is your tip. Hawks 5.5, total 235.5. Pros and a Joes both agree on this one so far. We see 67% of the money, early money, coming in on Toronto. That has pushed that opening number down from the Hawks -6 to that 5.5 that we see right now. Totals holding steady. 68% of the early betting pattern shows over money trickling in. So total right now is holding steady, but we do see the majority of the money coming in on the over, which means it might get pushed up before tip-off. But right now, it's just small money, so they're not moving the number. Bettors are hammering the Hawks on the money line. I'm not into laying 220, but we see almost 90% of the early money coming in on the Hawks in the money line. So expect money to favor the Raptors before tip-off, and we might see the line move in that direction because of that trend. Getting back to what we were talking about with defense early on, Toronto last year, believe it or not, they finished the season in the upper half of the league in defensive efficiency under Darko. I think that they're going to assume that same role under Darko because this is his third year in Toronto, and I see a nice evolution. And of course, the Raptors have dealt with a tremendous amount of injuries over the last couple of seasons, but at least defensively, this is a team I could always count on to play hard. If you told me they were going to finish in the upper half, or if they finished in the upper half in defensive efficiency last year, I would say you're probably not watching a lot of Raptors basketball. But they did do that very quietly, and I expect to see defensive evolution, we'll call it that, for Toronto this season. I thought the Hawks were a little bit too soft in the paint, and until I see anything different this season, I can only go off of what I anticipate is going to happen this season. Yes, Toronto for sure did not have a great season. But if you break it down, at least by defensive and offensive effort, they were way ahead defensively. I'm going to bet the defensive evolution of the Toronto Raptors gets the best of the Atlanta Hawks, so we're going to take Toronto plus the points. So that's your 3 free plays for Wednesday. And guys, when you get a chance, seriously, I don't beg you much. You know that. You've been with me for a long time. Go over to wizardsportspicks.com. Check out our premium winners from all the other handicappers that we have. And we have assembled some of the best handicappers in the country that could come over and be part of our website. And we're very proud of all the guys that we have. So go check it out. It's an evolution. Yep, the standings are coming. We've been posting premium plays for a while now. So we will post all those standings. We want to make them automated because doing this, I've learned this every single day, and grading these games every day, it's been a little bit of a hassle. So we want to make sure that when we roll that out, that is going to be something that could be done automatically. And so that's why it's taken a little bit on that. But believe me, you guys, if you're in this industry and you bet sports, you know everybody that's on this website or have heard. And we also were taking some guys that, hey, look, they might not be in the betting industry, but they are in the sports industry. Adam Bertrand, a guy that's been involved in sports, but he's been involved in sports from a broadcasting standpoint. We'd love to have him. A big hockey guy. Got a lot of hockey guys. But not only do we want to take the names from people that have been in this industry, but we also want to take names and help them grow because a lot of us know when we get on a run and we do exceptionally well, we know how this industry can treat us. So we're very excited about the guys that we have, and we're going to add about 10 other handicappers. We just wanted to slow down for a second, but we'll max it out at about 30 because I think that's a good mix where you're not getting crazy. Like there's some sites that have like 70, 80 handicappers. We're not going to get that to that point, but we do want a good mix of guys that you can kind of lean on and get to know, and then hopefully have a successful relationship with. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for going to wizardsportspicks.com. Don't forget to drop that email for another free winner, if you will, please. And also hit that like and subscribe button if you do. For Against the Public, I'm Dana Lane. All the best to you and your wagers on Wednesday.